Yes, welcome to... Hold on. That's a surprising amount of communism for TNO.
In this series, we're going to learn basic German expressions.
Oh shit, okay. Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the wonderful world of the New Order, Red Morning. Didn't I play this one time and it's kind of like the most popular video on my whole YouTube channel? Oh yes, that is correct. We were playing Morgen. Now a little bit of a sneak peek, if I like to say, of the wonderful world of TNO, except that there's a little more communism, and maybe this time we'll be successful. Don't you worry about that, Mr. Schmitty. Alright, in this game we're going to replace one form of socialism with another, and maybe, just maybe, we won't be as kleptocratic. So yes, welcome to the New Order, Morgen, the wonderful submod which adds a brand new path for the Grobe Reich, as you can imagine, and which we go through a wonderful communist revolution. Now, it's in its early alphas, but that doesn't mean I can't have a little fun along the way. One fancy title screen later, and we have a very, well, idealist looking man to the left, and of course, a subbot info to the right. Both to the, fuck, alright. The Morgen. Well, it explores an alternative scenario. The whole thing is an alternative scenario where Albert Speer's government kind of gets a little bit spicy. Just maybe we'll do a little bit better, you know? With, I imagine it'll be a bit different, simply because this is a German socialist government, not exactly a Soviet puppet state. Soviet Union isn't exactly doing too hot at the moment. Ah, yes, look at that. Of course, every single German here looks exactly like that. Don't judge it. Everyone is in perfect health. Nothing is wrong. Yippee. Alright, so, after an impressive looking, you know, little bit of GFX there, well, we have a bit of a country overview. Yeah, in which, let's just say he does a little too much reformism, I like to think. So, of course, I won't bore you with too many of the repetitive details, but one successful moon landing later, and Schmitty, his eyes are just empty. Enough. Shuffle to the... I've read this event 18 times before. You get it. He starts screaming. He's irrational. You get the event where he smashes his head on the marble podium. You all have seen it before, and if you haven't, just go watch my literal Speer video. I cover all this in more detail. I'm not going to go through it all again. You guys understand exactly what's going to happen here. Student revolt. Oh boy. It was how we're going to go from, communism if we only have Antifa. Ugh. They may be tiny, but they're there. To be honest with you, some of this music is pretty ballin'. So, but yes, welcome to TNO, where there is a huge malaria pit in Africa. Colombia has 8 trillion states and 17 different civil wars. And of course, Turkey is thick. That doesn't exactly mean they're a strong state, I'll still tell you. Oh, this is new. But you also gotta be shitting me. And of course, you're all aware about the Gang of Four there. Don't actually search up the Gang of Four. I believe that's something a little bit different. Also, women. Right, he got the quote-unquote wrong speech. Right, and Goring was a little too late to the fun party, so he isn't gonna be accepted to the Gang of Four. I remember. Right. I like how we don't nearly have as many hospitals as we should. We don't have anything. Our economy is terrible. Right, and the Burgundian embassy is absent. What the hell are these guys doing over here? Right, oh, you want me to give you a little on a secret? They're fighting between the SS legions that are like here and here and here and here. You get the idea. They're a bit busy themselves. Hitler's plan to give them their own state, so they're actually preoccupied doing this. Well, in this latest patch, it succeeded. He actually made a right choice for one. Bro looking like a rotating sausage at a Tesco. God damn, son. Alright, I can understand why this place is up in flames. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've seen Schmitty's art, and to be honest, it just... Not only is the perspective off on a lot of it just feels empty. Like, does anyone else get that, or is that just me? Man, that's such a masculine job. Oh, sorry. Audubon Renewal Project. Beer, of course, I understand that. Now let's find all those other reformers and see if we can make friends with them. Oh, more shenanigans happening here. Soviet remnants. That's kind of funny, isn't it? Well, on the map, it just says Russian anarchy, so we won't mind. Until now, we have very important things to worry about, like whatever in the tip of my little stinger right here. All these policies fill me with joy. No subsidies, trinket minimum wage, harsh penal codes. Oh, good golly, it's the ideal society. I was scrolling around the map, and all of a sudden, I went down here, and where is it? I see you. What's this for? What's that capital? What's this capital? What are these tiny little states? The Zollern, I found it. Perfect. Don't worry, gentlemen. I'm bringing some regiments of our very strong, glorious military to our side to aid us in any possible upcoming conflicts that may or may not happen. I mean, you kept this, really? You know, when we finally do our communist revolution, maybe, just maybe, we can build our own Atlanta. Schmitty is a bit comatose, but we don't let that bother us. We have, you know, global conflicts in Madagascar and the Dominican Republic too. Dead too. Come on, how fun is that? For economic power, sure, buddy, sure. If you want to say that. What's gonna happen when I press this button? Yippee-ki-yay, turns out that the entire Japanese economy just sucks. Well, way to go, Nixon, vetoing the Civil Rights Act. God damn it, man, you couldn't get more cringy. And I'm doing a bit of a little trolling in Madagascar here. Particularly wiping out UN peacekeepers, aka the Antichrist. Sorry, OFN peacekeepers, aka the Antichrist. Dude, it looked like he just let out a fart and trying to see if anyone knows. Oh, shit, Gods of the North. Well, Divine Mandate of Siberia is back. Too sad they can't reunite Russia again, because that was kind of funny. One last thing before the Civil War starts, I'm not going to secure Bohemia, you know, the Czech area, because, like, if I'm not over here, I want these guys to fight it, not me, so it's kind of a strategy to let these guys rise up a little bit. You know, overall, pretty solid first year. We're gonna quickly go into this Civil War. Please don't let Himmler win, guys. It's like the hardest one to do anyways. But holy shit, oh my god. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's official. Schmitty is dead. Who could have guessed it? I'm gonna do one last quick thing and maybe hold off on clicking this event. Japan. A retaliatory invasion, what are you talking about? Good lord, those are some powerful... Hold on. No, my PP is way too bad. Schmitty is dead. World mourns. I don't, because this will be the beginning of a new revolution, I promise. If this beautiful soundtrack has anything to say that, well, it's going to be successful, I think. Oh, Serbian Civil War, oh god, my army is gone. I couldn't be less interested in Serbia, but this is a bit concerning. And of course, the eagle begins to fall, as well, stuff goes to absolute shit. They sped off to their own respective realms, and now well... That was pretty quick, I'm going to be quite honest with you. Who's going to win? I think we got a good picture. I get it, it's a big civil war. You don't need it. There we go. Oh, Jesus Christ. That is way too loud. Alright, so. We got that, we got this, we got that. Some Germany's have split. And of course, we are the wonderful nation of Speer. And I secured so many divisions that it really isn't even this funny at that point. So, I will have 64, which I'm going to be honest with you. Is that one of the highest division counts? I have no idea. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I completely forgot that only 12 people can be in it. Only 3 can be under a field marshal. I guess if you want to show off your fancy, you know, leader portraits that you made, that's one way to do it. Now they're off to the front line. Yes, once it finally connects and the game recognizes that this is one huge front line, we'll all be swell. Actually, I might be able to make initial... Oh, Goring. You silly guy. I'm going to be able to take Hamburg overnight, aren't I? Well, we'll see Spiedel in a minute. How does the... Yeah, Germany doesn't exactly exist anymore on this map now, does it? Well, war is hell, and it'd suck even more if I was fighting these guys, trust me. Burgundy may be small, but they're absolutely schizophrenic. But it's not exactly like France is going to have exactly a chance of winning this, so... Yippee. Us, on the other hand, well, that's a different story. Alright, so I'm going to steal stuff from Goring, put guys on the front line, and of course, do a little bit of pinnage and a little bit of pushage. You get the idea. Hydra just sucks. Is this seriously all you got, guys? Are they all on this border? Please don't tell me that's all you have. I know you guys are a hard start, but goddamn, that's only like 1 division per time. Kind of understandable at this point. Oh, did the South African War start? Almost. Wait for it. Ah, there we go. I see a window, and I want to paint it black. Okay, tone that down before I get a copyright strike. I'm honestly a little confused. I get it. I recruited a bunch of hair division on my side. Did Hitler just die late in this game, or? 'Cause this seems surprisingly easy to beat up two of the German unifiers at once, I'll be quite honest with you. Rostock is now mine. War is hell reading all these events. The fortresses, the fanaticism, and for what? Well, I know what I'm fighting for, and that's Speer's little mole right there. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Look at those eyebrows. Like, comedically sharp. What happened over? Oh, good lord. That's, I don't see a name there. Oh, good lord. Sorry, Borman. If cancer won't catch up to you first, then I will. Oh, hey, the game lagged for a bit. What happened over? Oh, good lord. At least Gorby's still here. Nice to see ya, man. Rest in peace. Actually crazy to think that he died between the last time I made a TNO video and now. Like, goddamn. A little bit of a 2-for-1 special. Goring capitulates, finally. Oh, we gotta clean up Heydrich's numbers, don't we? And then also, Heydrich will capitulate himself proper, so maybe we don't exactly have to do a bit of clean, bada bing, bada boom. How wonderful and lovely is that? God, we gotta swipe this over. Oh, I just organized my planes a little bit, and now we can finally do a grand sweeping offensive into Bormann. Criminals no more. Go take Munich, please. Perfect. We're now the Reich once more. A nice kind of like tannish, it's like a bluish black kind of looking thing. Nice hue. A little heavy saturation. Right. All this seems a little familiar, doesn't it? I gotta check out some of the other German guys, you know. You don't even have a head of government. How awful. And of course, hundreds of thousands fill the streets for the celebration of their new leader, and in the most bloody conflict Germany ever seen. And he gave a big speech. It's not enough to dream of a strong Germany. We must believe in a strong race. Strive and make a beautiful yada yada yada. Get the idea. Speery. And now, well, we got stuff to do. More accurately, stuff to not do. You in the world who have had the privilege to live such a lavish life surrounded by luxury and splendor, even fewer had power comparable to that possessed by Speer, being able to command armies, construct cities, and destroying great countries at will. Now long ago, Germany was engulfed wars, we know that. Some of his former liberal and leftist allies have banded up to now threaten the state more than ever. With guns left over from the Civil War, these traitors aimed to bring back the chaos of Germany just went through and implement their crazy judo-Bolshevik ideas. Ugh, those guys. Well, I guess we now gotta demobilize these cowboy ads. Well, normally, in an optimal world, I would not intervene. But personally, I think it would be very funny if I attempted to win the South African War. Heydrich found, oh, well, I guess that was to be expected, wasn't it? Oh, what's good heavens. Right, more events about schizophrenia. Why does everyone have schizophrenia? Why does everyone talk to themselves in mirrors? Anyways, as I was doing, studying more stuff, winning the South African War, and most importantly, playing card games and not demobilizing my partisans. Don't worry about it. Nothing's more appealing than giving tons of drugs to our fellow Germans. It worked in 1940 and it works now. Yippee. Oh shit, I lost the card game. Welcome, Ireland, I guess. I don't know why you're so convinced to join. Oh, God. Our police suspect that thousands of students and intellectuals are ready to use our current government's supposed weakness to protest. Oh, good lord. Look, buddy. Yeah, I kind of failed to demobilize the militias there now, didn't I? That's going to be a bit of an oopsie in the long run, I think. Noticing the oppressive atmosphere, Speer spoke out. Schmidt, Oberlander, is there a reason as to why you entered my office so early in the morning? Mein fear, the treacherous Urmenschen have started a riot in the rear. Well, that's concerning. Make us lose all credibility? No. We don't prepare, we act fast. What happened to Kennedy? Oh, police have suffered numerous casualties, hundreds have been injured. We must, Speer, with a wary look, raise his hand and throw shit. Negotiate! Let Oberlander make a case for himself. Yada, yada, yada. You get it. We're gonna start fighting fire with fire. I don't care what it burns down. And then, all of a sudden, checkpoints were requesting your support. Units were declaring retreat and reporting they were outnumbered. Well, we gotta put these riots down one way or another. Don't worry. Everything's completely under control. Speer's face was streaked with a bright red, his eyes darkened and his bottom lip quivering. His advisors watched him carefully, silently judging what was to come next. Speer couldn't believe this. His proud country, sculpted by Hitler himself, was falling apart. How could have the workers gone mad? I think they have. Now we have not only slaves, but paid laborers, and they march in front of Germany, and, well, are you insane? This is not our solution. Well, that's the solution, is to send in the tanks. Oh, these guys are getting a little too close for comfort. Come on, Speer's enjoying his private time in the Volkshalle, and you're trying to interrupt that? Come on. Oh, I was just trying to peacefully do economic policies, and now we have a Brandenburg Gate massacre. Well, that's concerning. Join the protest, thunder Greg shots, sound of motor tanks, gunshots, tears flowing in his cheeks as he embraced corpse, yada, yada, yada. You get the idea. It's oh so sad. And now we have the Brandenburg Gate massacre. Uh-oh. Fully deployed our military to put down a bunch of terrorists. Yippee. Oh, yippee. No, it was not it was the radicals. Never the liberals who made real change. Okay. Alright, buddy. Willy Brandt, we got him. Rudy Deutsch, we got... No, not Willy. That kind of sucks. And then they kind of got out, beat up, got to the top, and then died as martyrs. Oh, shit. Oh, yippee, look, yippee. The nationwide riots begin. Now we gotta put stuff down. Just working here, clicking on stuff, making sure we have a bit of a Spartacus majority in some of these pretty powerful states. And we try to go with Lower Saxony, Bavaria, and so I can just connect up the lines, you know? That's the strat. Perfect. I managed to establish enough stuff that now this map looks pretty good to me. I didn't even think I'd get Brandenburg, but hey, let's infiltrate the Luftwaffe, shall we? The big thing to take about the event is this Marcus Wolf guy. Who's that? Sounds familiar to a Marcus Wolf in real life who was, you know, who fled to the Soviet Union and then was trained to be a Marxist revolutionary and then came back to the East Germany. You know, that Marcus Wolf? I wonder if he'll do anything. Don't mind me. Sending the men to war. Yippee-ki-yay. Who doesn't love a little war? Come on, guys. If they didn't submit with no questions asked unconditionally, then that's completely unreasonable. As we are Antifa, we shall launch an operation to infiltrate the military. Yes. And so, we're stealing documents, learning about where people are. You get the whole thing. Now, well, we're gonna enjoy German prison. Wait, what? Let's just say there were simple bureaucratic mistakes of guns being lost in transit, food, supplies, ammunition. You get the whole idea. Don't question it. Don't mind me. I'm just putting it into the silly state known as Slovakia. Ugh. Oh, don't worry about us. We're making our final act of infiltrating the Kriegsmarine because, well, Donetsk still exists over here. Good lord. All right. So, this is close enough. Good enough. All right. So, deliberation of actions that gives character to those actions. Sorry, it is the deliberation of actions that give character to actions. BF-109, the backbone of the German Luftwaffe that Heinrich flew into the Battle of Britain, as well as many battles that led to the victory of Germany in the Second World War. What should have been a liberation was instead enslavement. Corporations turned Germans into numbers and held the power of gods. It wasn't long until he found himself in the existence of wolf. He knew today that he was going to be the day it died. He knew it by the look on Marcus Wolf's face. He had just sent one of his men on a suicide mission, but it didn't matter. He made his life worthless the moment he played an upper hand in the enslavement of Europe, and he had a job in upper management for the Luftwaffe, and he played a hand in the bombing of Russia for the better part of a decade. His actions would never make up for the things he's done and a widow he left behind. He hoped, however, that his great-grandfather, Otto von Bismarck, would smile upon him at the gates of Valhalla. An emergency meeting had been held, and Speer, as well as his other henchmen, were about to tell him that his job was now to bomb his own people. It is our utmost duty to scour our fatherland and root out these degenerates once and for all. These aren't people. They are pests, parasites to the true sons and daughters of Germany. We must stop them before they destroy this Führer's legacy. After this, a great purge will be commenced with the government because it is coming to my attention that Speer. Albert Speer had been taken aback by the man who dared disrespect him. As well as he opened his mouth to scream, his last thing he heard was, "Go f*** yourself," as the great-grandfather of Otto von Bismarck unloaded lead into the skull and made his final stand within the war room. And the martyr fell as he rose. What a mission. He shot Albert Speer right in the head, and good lord, we're gonna go through another one. The clock heralds a new day as the heavy atmosphere of his officer lands on Herring von Tresckow. The air is seemingly pushing down onto him. Outside, the sounds of violence and strife. Inside, the silent whisper of plots. Yada, yada, yada. It's up to the one and only Herring von Tresckow. Look at this sexy beast. I always liked his leader portrait. To save the day, I think. Oh, good lord. Hey, we now have a focus tree. I'm the submod itself. Well, the Salvation Junta begins. What happened to that, Did I miss the event about what happened to Schmitty? No, he's right here. Gonna be honest for you, Speerites. Be mad. This map doesn't look too good for you. Oh, yippee. More events. It appears as though Vienna is in a uprising. The entirety of the Rhine has become a war zone. And oh boy, isn't this just fun. Look at that. That's a lot of demilitarized zone. This is scary reminiscent of a civil war I just had. It was truly a strongest irony of life that the man who was disgusted at the National Socialist Workers' Party was the one who had to save it. Although Oberlander was enough to be a figurehead that assured the party's existence, however, the division within was not one to last. Even if it pained Herring von Tresckow, the NSDAP was one of the main pillars of the Reich, and keeping it, at least for the time being, was a necessity. Yada yada yada. When Albert Speer rallied the German people to fight for the future, he promised change, but for some circumstances that change never arrived. And that's why the army has stepped into salvation, not only for the terrorists, but to make their main win from the end, but to build Germany strong again. Yada yada yada. They say SH, and then, well, behind me seemingly proud smile, Tresckow only felt aversion to most of the party members, knowing their Trotskys. But if American and Japanese vultures circled the Reich, it kind of was going to be a little counterproductive to see it blown up. To propose liquidation of Speer's cabal of loyalists would only be considered an act of treason mere months ago, but now, well, it's justified, let's just say. So, swipe out the fascists, consolidate with the moderates, and promises Oberlander. You know, the basics. How are we looking? Uh-oh. Was I supposed to withdraw? I feel like we're doing great though, guys. Come on, right, man? You're looking fresh. The reports from Austria were truly a nightmare. Around Vienna, and banners everywhere, terrorists lurked in every street, ready to strike down German officers at a moment's notice for democracy, workers' rights, revolutionaries, ugh. But the Prussian had the man for the job, Helmut Schmidt. Yippee, I love this guy. But unforeseen liberalization, not today, I hate to break it to you. Well, drastic times call for drastic changes of leadership and policy. So, in a stroke of a pen, we have a portrait of Albert Speer and Adolf Hitler, but of course Hermann von Tresckow, Theodor Oberlander, Abs, Kaisinger, and Spiedel. And of course, we all discuss what is happening here. Tresckow and Spiedel got slavery abolished. Boom. Hopefully that will save everything, and nothing bad will ever happen now. Yippee! His face was still corn, still as unbelieving as Tresckow's words as he first heard it, when the man explained it all face to face, trying to justify the necessity of relaxing censorship and the very wall of protection that NSDAP always vanguard against destructive yet infectious Judo-Bolshevik thought. And even worse, releasing political prisoners, the very enemies of the Reich that called for its destruction, under pretenses to maintain stability and stop political polarization. Well, what if this Tresckow guy? Huh. Well, what if he had other goals in mind? Yeah, I'm gonna have to take stuff myself. Maybe he's the Judo-Bolshevik spy. In other words, in a matter of hours from no little resistance, the might of the army overwhelmed the city, capturing and kicking the guerrillas. And so, Hamburg has been recaptured. Well, shit is going down. Tresckow's balling. And it seems with every passing day, von Tresckow does not refute them. He emboldens the monarchists, weakening our party? Whoa. You're trying to tell me he's bringing back the monarchy? That is crazy. Well, if someone needs to be the Fuhrer here, might as well be Chubby Cheeks over here. Well, before Mr. Tresckow got to invite the Kaiser, cooperate foreign nobles, and for some reason bring the Kaiser back, which seems a bit goofy. Hell, we even changed your name to something less German. Well, there was a coup attempt, and Tresckow, are you alright, man? Did you age all of a sudden? Well, it's over. Bloody noon? What? Who is this guy? I need to know now. His eyes could not believe it. The greatest army in the world, the one that swept through the lands of the French, the one that reached Moscow and took over England, feared and respected by every foe it encountered, now defeated by backstabbers and terrorists, truly the worst kind of traitors to Germany. After the coup attempt, the divisions in the army grew only larger, as the forces loyal to the Wehrmacht fought each other, and the so-called revolutionaries only expanded the ranks, integrating experienced officers that saw the Reds as the winners. Honestly, Tresckow could not blame them. What has Hitler's vision delivered in the last years if not mindless slaughter, economic instability, civil war, and political chaos as it tends to bring back the Kaiser? I still can't get over that. And becoming a second Otto von Bismarck of sorts would prevent this collapse, but due to the National Socialist worker parties and Oberlander's army of conservatives foolishly striking across him, the dream has been shattered to pieces. And well, Tresckow did not want to admit it, but this was the beginning of the end. God damn it, Tresckow. And the dampness of the cellar compelled another cough out of Oberlander's body. In the days since Tresckow had arrested him and his subordinates, Oberlander had been detained in a horrible kind of basement of food and ministry. That sucks. The cellar door opened. There were an ugly pair of boots, size too small, scuffed and covered in mud. Oberlander straightened his back and raised his head to look at the owner of the boots in the eyes. He wanted to see what kind of man would leave these boots in those conditions. What kind of man that Tresckow was entrusting to serve the Reich now. But as he made his eyes level with the man in front of him, Oberlander didn't notice it at all. The only thing he could see was the barrel and a rifle pointed at his face. Bismarck? Are you the Kaiser? What kind of shit is this? The marshal's shaky hands could barely pick up the phone once the number was dialed in. He did not believe that he would need to talk and negotiate with terrorists, the same red devils that wanted to destroy the nation from within after the stab in the back in 1918. It was generally confusing for how he got the situation so dire, but he could not help but attempt his best to reduce the damage. He waited a couple seconds, even doubting that the number was being given was in fact valid. Suddenly a voice from the other side. Was it Lucian? Had he finally got mad? It was normal. Not normal. It was deeper. The sounds were crackling. As the supposed negotiator spoke, nonetheless, Tresckow replied, thinking about the situation. The old man could not hope to comprehend the obvious voice modification and curing, believing it was an error in the telephone. For the leaders before him, this was madness. But Tresckow knew it needed to be done. Surprisingly positive. The government and the communists both agreed on humanitarian lines to avoid atrocities. On the other side of Germany, Marcus Wolf was listening in with his associates, specifying every word that should be said on his typewriter. That trusted comrade of his read and replied to John Tresckow's proposals. After mere minutes, the last of the troops, loyal to Bremen, only surrendered. And, as the last question, Henning asked who he was speaking to. You'll find out soon enough. Well, it appears we're moving quickly. Oh, shit. The winds of change were blowing in the air. Every member of the NSDAP was still deeply involved in the politics of the crumbling party that had its Reichstag suspended since Oberlander coup attempt returned to Germany for a meeting. Tresckow watched anxiously, secretly knowing that this meeting would be the last one of the party, so rotten that he had blamed it for all the atrocities and the ruin of the German nation. The remaining Wehrmacht guarded the place, knowing that backlash was to come as soon as they were warned of what the marshal had planned. Their expectation was soon crushed by a deafening truth that the Reich could live on without a Führer. Tresckow did not want to lead the party. He did not want to follow in the same footsteps of Speer, Adolf Hitler. Instead, the reasoning for which this meeting was called, in his own words, to do what should have been done 40 years ago. With armed men surrounding him, he called for the dissolution of the National Socialist Workers' Party. Do you think the Burgundians would try to get in on this shit? It was a dark night on the German coast. Tresckow silently stared at the papers, barely knowing who he had to meet. One man he knew, George C. McGee, the American ambassador, and the two other CIA agents that did not know existed. Along with the commander-in-chief stood a group of soldiers armed to the teeth, accompanied by none other than Ludwig Erhard and Helmut Schmidt. The two figures anxiously waited for the arrival, and from their salvation of certain execution from the Reds. I inform you that your bosses in Washington are not cheering for your victory, Commander. The fact that this deal is even possible happened due to a stroke of luck, so you might as well play your cards right, or else we will walk away from the table. We can assure you have lots of resources, financial or not. They'll cover the cost of this operation or more. What can you provide that is enough to covertly engage in rescue and transfer of associates and various overseas to America? It's none of your business. Well, yeah, looks like Tresckow is gone, man. Or Schmidt is gone, Earnhardt is gone. Everyone's just leaving, and the communists seem to take over. Good lord. Henning openly announced his resignation. His commander-in-chief leaving a confused and desperate Hans Spiedel, poor guy, charge of the rump state. He left for his hometown of Maidenberg with his wife, knowing that his decision would save a couple lives, including their own. Trucks, planes, tanks, and soldiers were marching to capture Germania. The scenario could only be in the worst nightmares the highest-ranking generals and politicians of the Reich years ago was now a reality. And unlike most of them, they were not Asians or Russian hordes or Americans. They were mostly Germans, like them. The Thalmann Brigade, as it was called itself, was made of most experienced revolutionaries forged by years of battle, survival, and blood in their eyes to destroy what they saw as the greatest evil. A man who shouted that it was time for the proletarians across Germany to launch their final strike that had been leading this army from the depths of secret bases that they were used to organize the party and the army of communists. This man is Marcus Wolf, and truly, like one of these canine beings, he was a ruthless pack of sharp-teeth revolutionaries ready to rip their prey. Oh boy. Once the dust settled, once the war was over, a new red Germany appeared. DDR.1.3. It's over. We are no longer the German Reich. We are no longer the Grobisch Deutschland. We are the Deutsche Volksrepublik. DVR. How lovely. Marx would be proud, wouldn't he? Good Lord, that is... That red is so unsettling. Named it Marx. That what the... Finally, ladies and gentlemen, Marcus Wolf, the one and only. It is said that some men are born to greatness, such is not the case for Marcus Wolf. He is born to a Jewish writer, communist, physician, and father, and a nursery teacher mother. Wolf's younger days were one of strife, fleeing from France bringing his family through France and Switzerland to the Soviet Union after the rise of the NSDAP, spending his time there educated. His stay in Russia would be cut short in 1941 when, shortly after he joined the Moscow Aviation Institute, Wolf was evacuated to Alma-Ata and Operation Barbarossa was carried out. During his stay in Kazakhstan, his family heard the news of the collapse of the Soviet Union, eastern half of their country being occupied by the Reich, as the entire nation fell to various warlords. His father would join the Kuznetsov ranks until his quiet death in 1953. Remember his father's wishes? He dedicated the rest of his life to overthrowing Hitler. Oh, and he quickly became the man without a face in Germany, becoming a foil to the government, and his group's precisely devastating attacks caused revolution and looseness led him to small victories, slowly bleeding the right eye. As Speer's triangle iron grip crushed the main resistance to the execution of Brandon Deutsch, public anger grew out of the proportion, so did the crisis. Among the crises, there was an opportunity. Every opportunity took infiltrating every sector of the state and arming the populace, who would triumph to see first not only a new socialist nation, but the leader of such a nation. So, here is Marcus Wolf. We are diehard communist. So, does that mean we're from Joseph Stalin? Nice. Spartachism claims not to be a deviation of Leninism, but rather its true form. So, is that Marxist-Leninism? Okay. How many freedoms are we gonna have? That's the good question, isn't it? It doesn't matter. We are the Red Reich. And so, the Deutsche Volksrepublik is now once again ballin'. And, looks like all these guys are now on their own. Hey, 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 would you look at that? We now have no debt because, I don't know, it's like that one Onion video. We now have a completely new government and all our debt is gone. Our revenue may be zero, but don't worry about that. Don't. Telling you. Niels K. Schroff woke up just as he did any other day. Early, well, mind you, even if it was a Saturday. He brushed his teeth, used the toilet, fetched the paper from the doorstep, left his small apartment to use his ration card from some bread. He was one of the luckier ones in his block, for he actually had a place to call home. His neighbors couldn't really say the same, with their homes left shelled out husks due to the revolution. Niels turned the corner, then towards the bread shop. He noted the ruined apartments had more workers than usual. Many of his coworkers from the steel mill were there, lifting rubble and shoveling dirt and muck from the wreckage. They seemed so airy about it. They were simply chatting by, and the rumors of the workplace and familiar drama, smiles on their face through the hard labor. Even got a snicker from Niels as he went to earshot of a joke from Sarah, the mill's manager's secretary, whom she fancied dearly. Strange, he thought to himself. Never had he thought mass construction in the city would be taken so lightly. Got his bread for the day, he ate it, he listened to the radio, read a book, bartered for a coat using a few intact shoes, and ate his dinner. On Sunday, he woke up just as he did on the day. But with a paper demanding he attend regular civil work on the outskirts of the city for 5 weeks or so. Maybe this wasn't so bad. Reconstruction brings us all together. Oh, how lovely. Now we have a wonderful Marcus Wolf. Look at that sexy square jaw. Doesn't matter. We got state-controlled trade unions, state press only, complete ban on forced labor. That's good. Registered voting. Nice. I like it. And, of course, legal equality, baby. And the chairman speaks. Of course, I do not care about the Brazilian elections. Yes, the firm and decoration of the city of Marxau is crowded with citizens from all across the country. The men in gray, the Volksarmee, and the members of the Volkspolizei stood on guard at several key positions while phrases were held high by banners calling for unity, socialism, reconstruction, deunification, and peace. Tens of millions would be seeing and hearing this event on their television and radios. Citizens of the newly formed republic, and even workers from Tokyo, New York, and other cities. How lovely. Yeah, look at those guys. They got the weird looking helmet things. You know those helmets. They're like trying to not look like the Stahlhelm, but still looking a little bit like the Stahlhelm. Also looked like you could eat soup out of it. Maybe that was the idea. A lot of helmets tried to look like you could eat soup out of them. Yes, we will act swiftly. Remind you that the Reich is gone, but the lives of the people and German people avail. We must act swiftly to crush the Nazis who are left and bring about the socialism. We buried fascism, and Adam shields us from imperialism. Our revolution stands here in the shoulder of giants: Marx, Engels, Lenin, Luxemburg, Liebenbach, Feldman, and Pieck. I wish you all workers of the world an excellent afternoon. The speech ended. Song played, the new national anthem, as performed by an orchestra. I'm starting to like him. Are you? Are you, though? That's a good question. We'll have to see if he goes well through it. The army of Germany had been one that was not fighting on the side of the people, but rather against them. The ministers, the power-hungry bourgeoisie, sent millions to die for imperialist wars and or atrocities under the Nazi-fascist regime. It would be a Herculean task to remove the stench out of the popular possession and proudly change how our military operates. That's for sure, isn't it? Transitioning from a revolutionary guerrilla group to a professional army that would act in securing the streets and to the borders to the protection of the nation for war invaders serving dutifully was now a mission that Frederick Dickel and Eric Mika. Are we going to learn about these two people? Oh, where are they? Where's Dickel? I don't know, but here's Meekley. I like Dickel. You get it? We're doing a meet the team here, of all the people who are going to be recurring characters in our wonderful socialist story. Oh boy, that event gave us an army, and look at all these cool generals. Oh, is that you? Is that you, enough? Oh, yeah, we do have legal equality, so that was one of the good things that the DDR did right? They had, like, sex education and shit, and, like, all that stuff. You know what I'm talking about, right? They did one thing right. Or maybe they did everything right. Depends on who you ask. You won't get that from me, though. Willie Stolf. Okay, oh, there's a lot of people. I gotta tell you, I'm already giving this mod a big thumbs up for the portraits. They are great, and they're like 10 times better than any of the new America portraits. Please, for the love of God, why does the new Nixon portrait look so dog shit? Don't worry, we're finishing off the pigs. I'm starting to like this mod, come on. Oh, what the hell kind of music starting? What kind of official music soundtrack is this bullcrap? What the hell that just popped up? I was just trying to click through all this stuff, trying to figure out my new diplomacy and shit, and now this? What the? How do I get rid of it? Help! Oh, guys, that's so tiny. Anyways, though. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I don't know who these people are. Oh, okay. We're finished them off, and now see skip turn inform. The GUI in front of you use a turn-based strategy with the goal of either reducing the enemy health bar below 10 or limiting all the enemies. I see. I'm liking it. We have 3 stats: supply, morale, infiltration. Interesting. All right. So I'm on this side, the cool ball inside, and the stinky poo-poo heads are on this side. Right. Some of this music is very fitting. I like it. Okay, I'll begin with arrest. All right. Adolf von Tauben's efforts of internal propaganda have allowed everyone to recover oh, this guy. Okay. Well, I'm not doing too well, am I? Hold on. Anti-Nazi propaganda. Shit. It appears as though he's bombed a civilian place. You're goons. Arrest. Shit. Commander, I don't have enough squads to cover that much area. Yeah, sure, hell we don't. Operation Werewolf is kind of mid. As much as I'd love to go through this, how about we unite the SAD real quick here? Look at those very happy workers and peoples. Come on. We gotta get an election here with no crazy shenanigans at all. It wasn't a silent night when Karl Donitz, oh right, this guy is still chilling over here with our socialist friends, was beaten, bruised, and with a rope around his mouth, his muffled shouts of anger as he resisted arrest with every last muscle in his body. The sailors and officers were shocked to display his strength coming to the 75-year-old man when he was dragged into a booth with what the new chief would call the Volksmarine. Well, he ordered once again for the rope to be removed. The rope was removed, and first things, not words, but blood and one tooth. You Bolshevik traitors, so rotten, disgusting And his car was let out, a sailor hit him with a baton. Why don't we just execute him as he did Raider? It's a waste of our time. He'll be tried and his crimes not go unpunished. For now, let him be. I need your pity, you Jew of Bolshevik snake. What are you for? What are you trying to convince me to become one of you? Or are you going to pardon me so I can learn? He gave a sarcastic smile. I noticed where he was. He was in the same prison in Rostock where he'd been jailed so many times before, including Weimar, where he once wrought until his trial. Weeks passed and Donut saw his once proud feet defiled with communist imagery and a brand new flag, and the commander's cold eyes let out tears. 1,000 German men, carriers, destroyers, frigates fought for what he spent an entire life to prevent. Imagine, that's a terrible fate. Just all you can see looking out the window for weeks until your trial is like your worst nightmare. I mean, this regime is 18 billion times more better than what was the last one was. Women's rights is a plus. I'll take that any day over racism. Good heavens. Please don't come. Ah, shit. I understand. It's an alpha. Stuff like that can happen. It's all right. Maybe I can actually win that operation now. Yes, papers. So many papers. Gerhard Schröer, our resident economic minister, is Seeing so many papers, yes. And the flickering lights on Markstadt flickered across the streets and the skyline in harmonious equality. To Schroer, it was a blueprint. The smoldering wrecks of destroyed buildings and raised streets spelled an opportunity to build something even greater. Something that all German people could appreciate and utilize equally. Of course, implementing full economic planning wouldn't happen overnight, and the work that he did tonight would set the foundations for the new People's Reconstruction Authority to begin. The past is the past. Oh God, help their souls. Please have Buchanan's ideals be implemented more correctly under a German administration. To decentralize would bring uncertainty. To revert it back to Buchanan's unfathomably Byzantine concept of Leninist economics would doom the German people before they even knew it. Why even bother with the mistakes of the past? Is it not reactionary to reject the innovation of the future for the full comfort of past ideals? The world is watching us. That is true. Oh, is it the Navy? Ladies and gentlemen, if anyone asked, the entire Navy got scuttled and blown up, and blame this guy. He sucked. In the first official Congress of the party that would be announced, and the two leaders appeared, other prominent members, Max Riemann, the president of the Volkskammer, and the parliamentary organ that was to be organizing elections, and such and such and such, and of course, wonderful Marcus Wolf. In this age, we are defenders of mankind and peace, raised by Lenin's spirit, inspired by Thalmann's sacrifice. The workers of the land, we have seized control from the howling hyenas of war. Hell yeah. Heck, we even got a youth wing, the Freie Deutschland Jugend. Oh, that sounds wonderful. I bet they have bopping too. Oh yes, we're exposing the reactionary crimes that they've, the Schmittiites have committed. Yes, they were convinced the reactionary masses to reconsider their views and even be more sympathetic to the socialist government. Yes, the true history of Germany. The truth will set you free. Man, if only... That seems oddly familiar to something else. I can't put my finger. Homelessness is a fascist ploy. Join the war against homelessness, directed by Conrad Wolf. Oh, hi. The last name. Could it be a coincidence? William thought to himself. He didn't know, but Conrad, indeed, brother of Marxist and lived by his father art. Oh, house was empty these days, but it wouldn't hurt to have another face around his life. Turned to the man. He asked a simple question. Do you need a place to stay? A new comrade joins the fight. Oh. I love helping people. A home for every German. Yes, maybe this won't be too bad. Maybe. Millions of slaves were freed. Laborers rose up. And, well, just like Spartacus, we fought for the revolution. And now we gotta kill all the bourgeoisie guys like Siemens and IG Farben, these Speerites and pragmatists. Ugh. Well, yep, they're getting executed, and the audience cheers to a thunderous applause. Yippee! Alright, I know you guys like economics, so, well, we're clearing up some stuff, people's enterprises, homes for every German, the long Reconstruction, yada yada yada, and as you can see, well, the main state broadcaster shows new commercials, but they're new colorful companies, new mass nationalized companies of the state. All part of our electronic socialism. We have electronics, microelectronics, industrial processing plants, build these cool cars. It's a whole thing. Don't worry about that. Oh, justice by blood and, oh, good lord, that's a lot of guys. Apparently, we tickle people's fancy, too, by, allowing them to vote. And while don't mind that, the Socialist Party is victorious. We have a couple independents too, we're not completely crazy. I didn't do that, I swear. And of course, what's a German Socialist Republic without the Stasi? How iconic. Just don't mind how, no mercy. Yeah, okay. Don't worry, maybe in the future, these security minister, economic minister, foreign minister, and head of government will change, you know what I mean? Maybe, because for now, it's just Marcus, but, in the future, I feel it's worth mentioning one last thing, this centralized planning here. After the tragedy passed away, his successors were not only terrible economists, but lousy Marxists. They did not continue the process of nationalization or industrialization. And collectivization. Oh, but let a small power of landowners and entrepreneurs entrench. Yada, yada, yada. Although Germany was smaller than the Soviet Union, the population was comparable, and the economy was more developed and larger. There was no precedent for planning, except for some early Soviet writings, references from distant Joseph Stalin, and then the economist smiled. After reading Soviet and German archives, they found the works of Anatoly Kintov about an automated economic management system. He published this book with a certain Gloshnov and Zadonev. Oh, it was perfect for a nationwide information and planning system with the massive electronics industry and computer system. It was feasible to implement this plan gradually. Announcing it on television, he coined the term electronic socialism and cybernetic economy. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, because remember, in this universe, the Soviet Union was Bukharin, who, if you know, was a right-wing kind of person and national economic policy under Lenin kind of thing. So, but hey, now that we kind of have like a more ideal system of centralized planning, maybe that'll be successful. We'll see. Right now, we have really low taxes for some reason. You guys remember this guy from Speer? Anyways, round 2. Maybe I'll do a little bit better. I lost the last one too, and now I'm at a boss battle. Please, do I got a morale? I swear to God, I am going to kill myself. How am I supposed to beat that? Oh, first of all, our world-famous naval bomber and Genghis Khan descendant is dead, but I have this really cool mechanic I didn't even see here. So obviously, we have certain peoples that are coming to rise and to dominate Germany. And obviously, some of those are pretty hard-lined. So, just one real quick thing. We have our Great Revolution. Our nation is beautiful and red, as you can clearly see. We have our own little faction, and it looks like Finland is taking a bit of a crap right now from Vladimir. Which one of these buggers will unite it? Yeltsin! Well, I hate to break it to you, but it looks like America just decided enough fun and games. It's time to go all in. Well, Wallace Bennett, I didn't realize you were taking the Lyndon Johnson path. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have a wonderful party that we're calling for unity and a sacred war. A sacred war for what? Well, we are promoting talent to new officers, increasing propaganda and beginning recruitment drives, and all in an effort to eventually go to war with the most evil nation to ever exist in this entire planet, the Netherlands. Dietsland. Well, humans like pride ourselves on the amount of snack times we have. So, diet? Yeah, not in the vocabulary. First of all, yikes, Finland. Second of all, liberal conservatism. Nah, we're all about that socialist revolutionism. So we're going to take our wonderful army that may or may not have stolen from the Nazis, and now we'll crush them. Yeah, I don't know what else you expected, to be honest there, Mr. Cornelius von Geeker. There's no Zollern, guys. It's just communism now. Stop resisting. Yippee! Maybe less disorganized? Question mark. Peasy lemon squeezy. Operation Shaft. We're declaring Operation Shaft, and well, there we go. The principles of anti-fascism. Out with the old, in with the new. Look, and we have a wonderful Baldwin Groot. Nice to meet you there. Stalinism, okay. Maybe let's hold off for a minute there. Whoa, what are you doing there? I was waiting for it to come. Was finally the one last leftist infighting. Yes, all the socialists came together to the national legislative body to devise the first socialist constitution. Lovely. So, reactionary pigs, you know the first thing about Marxism is the theory of it slapped you across the face. I will not stand for this kind of rap. Ooh, to chain this traitor. A shoe flew and knocked someone in the head, ringing out a cry. Who threw that shoe? Wouldn't matter anyway. The soldiers already intervened, dragging awfully silent representative from their chair and out of the room. Only exacerbated problems, and the uproar in the air increased by magnitude by a minute. Max over here could barely hear himself think. A couple hours later, finally, anti-fascist, socialist, progressives alike. Oh, communism. Well, workers of the world unite. We got a constitution. And maybe? Question mark. Let's see if it's... Let's figure that out, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, we have our Constitution. It was a joyful, beautiful red morning for Marcus Wolf. The march of his joyful men out of his country could be heard outside. He stared at the window for a couple minutes silently before a knock was given at the door. Caught him off guard. A letter was given. It was the result of the referendum. 80% positive for the German People's Republic. Straightforward question. Are you ready for a new constitution to build a German nation on a road to a future of peace, firmly based upon the principles of anti-fascist, democratic, and socialist ideology? Well, the answer would be either a resounding yes or coming no, and well, our Stasi guy there is like, yeah, you should see who said no. Marcus Wolf wanted to protect the democratic process. Next day was one of celebrations for the, our youth organization, the FDJ, and our Volksarmy. Only years ago, Germany was in shambles, and now, well, we have, Germans, Poles, Czechs, Christian, Jews, women, children, men, everyone, even homosexuals, my favorite, even though they weren't accepted by all in the party. But hey, we're all proud citizens of this republic. Nonetheless, the principle of trade unions, labor, taxation, culture, and free education, the rights of women and motherhood, and the new economic order, and we're all ready to close a dark chapter and open a new one. How lovely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that is it for the alpha. As you can see, the Deutsche Volksrepublik is the third biggest in GDP. Up Japan and their reactionary empire building is still bigger, but hey, I think we're doing good for ourselves. We're not currently exploiting like half a continent. We got a singular republic and our Netherlands ally. Hey there, Groot. So, thank you so much for watching, but it would be a bit disappointing if I left it there, wouldn't you say? So, maybe, just maybe, we have to go on a bit of a, what's the word? Reclamation? See, now that is thumbnail worthy material right there. I'm just saying. Born for these silly, goofy clouds in the way all the time. But yeah. Marcus Wolf, ladies and gentlemen. I'm actually reading a book on him. I got 9 more, but... Oh, hold on. Oh, shush, guys. I'm playing the little fun numbers game here. Where's 3? It's all the way down. Oh. Sorry, I have a war to micromanage, right. So yes, this mod is in need of... I've been told they are in need of, writers and developers, so if you'd be interested in making the perfect socialist Germany revolution, well, and today is your day. See, we're going somewhere, guys. We're going somewhere. Now, I guess it would be appropriate if I were to allow Diplo and, of course, invade the... I don't see this going at all. Possibly wrong. Whoa. Fine. Fuck. Both of these guys? Screw this shit. It's done. I got them both. Now you're not gonna cry now, huh? Well, I destroyed those guys, so who's left? Maybe I should give that back to France. That might be an ideal thing. Well, I have certainly a couple people I could extinguish real quickly. Yeah, it actually makes me think, how is, like in the mod, how are they going to destroy Burgundy if they have nukes? That's good. That's a big question, isn't it? The question now is, well, Hitler, it's this easy. Come on, man. Yeah, look at that. Duel at once, baby. I mean, I guess it's easy when one is literally barely even a state, if you can call it, and we have German settlers there, and the other one has been neutered for the past, 30 years, so maybe it's not as understandable, but yeah, I'm sorry, you guys just suck. Wow, war really solves everything. I mean, Bennett has the right idea down here. I mean, this ain't the Vietnam War. You can easily take territory here. War really does solve everything. Easy peasy. We have a disgustingly huge Rote front that, well, rivals the East Coast Prosperity Sphere in the OFN. But, alright. Who is the next target? Switzerland? Yeah, I didn't think so. If you speak German, then you're more than welcome into the Red Zollern. I still find it hilarious for using electronic socialism. In other words, computers. And so that's pretty ballin'. Anyways, put these guys in their place. You understand. Kings, queens, dictators, aristocrats, despots. No one is safe from Marcus Wolf and his square jaw. What the? Monaco? We're ruined. But Monaco actually... Oh. Hi there. Sorry. The sun finally rises in the Congo's crooked shores is now, oh, look at these wonderful OFN mandates. Surely they'll be stable in every way. South Africa won. Resounding victory. Yippee hooray. All it required was direct military intervention. Thanks, Bennett. You're gonna be seen positively for years to come. I swear. And meanwhile, I get to kill Croatia. For now, I gotta clean up these... Oh my god, there's pockets of Muslims. No, these aren't Muslims. I thought there was Bosnian flag. That's Egypt. What are you doing in Bosnia? Okay, I don't question it. Instead, well, we'll send our guys in to fully capture all the Caucasus. The Comintern, huh? I feel like you guys shouldn't... I'm sorry. I feel like you guys shouldn't be the... offers Comintern membership. What? I gladly accept. I am now a proud member of the Comintern. Good lord. Yeah, and also wasn't surprising I have the biggest GDP in the world. Whoa. That's crazy. Kind of helpful when you conquer an entire continent. So now, well, let's expand to a different continent. Sorry, Turkey, but your time has been running out. And let's just say we're gonna have a bit of fun in the desert. Oh, aren't the Germans glad to be back here? You may be asking, why is the word Deutsch over in North Africa? And I say, that's because I don't have a good answer. I really don't. This is getting a little bit goofy. Marcus Wolf was a little too much for the world to handle, feeling to think. Wallace Bennett must be shitting bricks right now. You look at our GDP, and it is stupid. You it is getting maybe a tad bit out of hand. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. That's a little bit of what this communist path had to offer, and I conquered a little bit of the world for shits and giggles. Hi, Yemen. I'll let you live. So thank you so much for watching, and well, now on to the patrons. Oh, one more thing, because it wouldn't be a Curious Con Mantino video without it. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a good run. I would like to give a very warm welcome to all my patrons. Moonwalking Roosevelt, thank you. Aaronmoonunit, you're the bomb. Nein, oh, this guy's great. Playerunavailable, oh, I gotta love him. Tony Law, this guy's one of the premiums. And Casual, oh, Casual, yes. Thank you so much, and I'm glad I was your entertainment for this evening. Adios.
Mixed with lettuce, cheese, plus every time I wake up in the morning, I got burgers on my mind.